Drosos, and it's a fake punt. Todd Justice running to the left side. He has the first down and more across the 45. Oh, and he slams into a man. He lost the football. It's recovered by South Alabama at the 39. First down, South Alabama. Todd Justice on the direct snap converts it for the Jags. Wow.
Very pleased with the responsiveness of our football team the other night, particularly on defense. You know, we've been in some tough moments before and haven't always responded from a defensive perspective. So it was really nice to see our guys step up in the moment, get put in some hard situations, and find a way to execute and get off the field. I thought our offense was inconsistent on the day, but made some really important plays when we needed to. They were responsive early in the game. You know, when we went down 3-0, went right back in and scored. Right before half was huge to get a touchdown, to go up, 14-3, and then to come back right after halftime and go score again, put a little bit of a cushion for the majority of the game. We were too inconsistent in the second half, did not extend drives. You know, you don't have to score every time, but we got to make sure that we can extend drives a little bit and play the field position game, especially when you're up. But certainly at the end there, I thought we started to get something going. Major had a couple really good calls, and then we fumbled the football in position where we were getting ready to go up 28-6. So still found a way to get the job done. Some really positive things in special teams. We're able to create an explosive play in the kickoff return unit. We had a fake punt, which was huge, that led to a touchdown. And I thought our coverage units did a pretty good job all night. So a lot of positives, certainly things that we've got to continue to fix. What I've challenged our guys is to work to play our best ball here at the end of the season, and let's do a great job of working to finish well as seniors for senior day, finish for an opportunity to play in a bowl game, and something in a really hard year, where nothing has really come easy and you've had to work for everything you've gotten. I think there's a lot of positives in striving and finishing well here at the end.
Carter, after you watched the tape and everything, what did you assess the week?
I thought coming back, not playing for a few weeks, he was really locked in the week of practice. He seemed, to be locked into what he was doing. Went 19 for 25, 72%. Probably stepped up early on one of those sacks. Would have liked to have had that back, maybe held in the pocket a little bit longer. I thought he made good decisions with the ball. He took care of the ball, and did some really good things. Those throws to Jamal Pritchett were pretty big time, and just his experience to me showed up, and I thought he executed really well.
McReynolds, health-wise, how did he come out of it? Is it, could we see more of him this week?
Yeah, we certainly will. He was on a pitch count this past week. He really felt great after the game, no issues. Took a couple nice hits on that shoulder. He's got so much metal in that shoulder, though, now I don't think that thing's going anywhere. But he did, a lot of it is just mentally knowing that you can go out there, get hit, take a hit, and keep on moving. And so assuming that he has a good week of practice, he looked good out there today, we will significantly up his pitch count moving forward. So excited for him to be back. Just the way he practices, the way he prepares, the confidence that he brings when he gets the ball in his hand. I think that's electric for our football team, and that builds a lot of confidence in our players that are around him to know that he's out there on the field.
Marshall, obviously the great running back, and then they seem to have made a pretty good choice of quarterback. That's what you see out of the offense.
Yeah, I think there's some indecision there with or some question marks with Cam Fancher. You hear things and all that stuff of why, but obviously he wasn't out or wasn't in the game this past week. Was on the sideline. Who knows if he'll be back this week or not. Cole Pennington did a really nice job. You talk about a 5-game streak, where a 5-game losing streak there, to keep guys locked in and to have a freshman or redshirt freshman quarterback go out there and play well in a really emotional game. I thought credit to Coach Huff and their staff to keep those guys locked in and playing really, really hard. I see some impressive things from their quarterback already. I mean, he's young. They kept it fairly simple for him, but he did a nice job staying on his reads, not doing too much, taking care of the football for the most part. I think he had a fumble or two there that would have been. Those things are hard sometimes. When you're scrambling around and the ball bounces the wrong way, but he made some really nice throws, had some really good on-time RPO throws that hit for big explosive plays, and seemed to give his team a good bit of juice. So you add that with a very big offensive line that, they're going to look the part when they come out on the field. And then Rasheen Ali is he's one of the most dynamic players in the league. I think he does a really good job of finding tight windows when he's in the box, when it's an inside run game. He does a nice job of working the edge of people, so that he can break tackles and get the extra kind of bull yards. And then when he gets out in space, he just has such tremendous speed that he can break away, and he can make, he's usually going to make the first guy miss. So a couple receivers that stand out to me, doing some really good things as well, and they certainly were able to capitalize in their RPO game this past week.
We talk about bowl games, but do you talk about that with your team?
No, we don't talk about team. We don't have team goals. We don't put charts up at the beginning of the year. We don't talk about bowl games. We don't talk about conference championships. We don't talk about outcomes. If you're a process-driven program, you can't really put outcomes out there and say, well, this is what we're working for. Now go, those two things don't necessarily go hand in hand. We all want those things. I just don't think that they need to really be talked about, as much. Here at the end, I think, sometimes a little bit of a carrot for the seniors. They all know it. They're all aware of it. They want that. Everybody wants to make it to bowl games and stuff. But and that's should be the expectation of this program every year.
Sheriff gets the 5.
Yeah.
What went into that decision?
Jamie's such a consistent, steady presence in the way he goes about his business. He works really hard. Has fought through, any pain, or the other day, tweaked his knee in practice and was kind of questionable for the game. But at the same time, if you know Jamie Sheriff, you know that he's going to give it everything he's got, and he's going to play at a really high level. And I don't think I didn't notice anything on game day. He played really well and played really hard. So he's a steady presence. He executes on game day. He does his job. He creates things for us in the run and pass. But just to have a senior that's worked his tail off and been a multi-year starter, just very proud of him to be able to walk out with the 5 jersey on senior day.
Was really, really pleased with our ability to respond to adversity. We kind of challenged them in that 2-game stretch. I don't think we responded well to the ebbs and flows of the game, especially when bad things happened. We weren't consistent in regards to our effort and especially our execution. And there was some adversity in the game throughout in terms of field position or, getting a first down or, just bad things happening. And I thought our guys continued to play with tremendous energy. They had good focus, and, that's something to build on. That's who we have to become and continue to be. And so I was happy to see them be much more responsive, as the game progressed.
Marshall seems like they have figured things out a little bit at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Pennington coming in.
Yep.
And just what kind of challenge do they face?
Yeah, I think the back is the best back in the league. I think he's finally healthy. He's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. He is as good as they say he is. I think their offensive line, big, physical guys. They're able to get on people. They're able to create some movement up front. I like their skill players. Four had a heck of a game. You know, he took 2 glances and really did a good job of running through some tackles and created some explosion plays. And Pennington, you know, looked very comfortable back there. I think, you know, that was a very emotional game for him, you know, a rival. You know, I think that, you know, they play with a lot of energy. I think we're going to have to match their energy and their physicality.
Jamie Sheriff got the 5 jersey this week.
Yeah.
What has he meant to this defense?
Man, he's been consistent. You know, he didn't say 2 words. He comes out and busts his tail during practice. He's a lead by example guy. You know, he's been so consistent this year. We've challenged him early in regards to pass rush. I think you saw that. You know, the disruption that he was able to create on Saturday. Just when he does get the one-on-ones, you know, he rarely loses. Just very consistent with his craft, very reliable dude.
I thought he did a good job taking care of the ball, you know, managing the game, get us in the right things. You know, there's some things that we're going to always continue to work on, and in terms of pocket presence and hitting the deep shots, you know, that got us behind in some drives where we took some shots and we didn't hit them. You know, so we got some 3rd and longs, but I thought he did a good job getting back, played healthy, felt great coming out of the game.
Along the same lines, get Braylon back too. Again, what does he do scheme-wise to help you guys offensively?
A tremendous player. I mean, it's as obvious as that. When you get a good player back, it helps your offense. And you know, he came in. You saw him on his first play. You know, explosive run. So he's just going to continue to get more and more comfortable. You know, after the setback, and it was just great to have him in there. And you know, he'll just continue to get more and more reps. You know, had him on a pitch count, so he didn't play a whole bunch.
Marshall, what's
Size, number 1. I mean, they're a great defense, but the size inside, you know, very big inside, great pass rushers. Corners are very good. Team speed's really good. They play the game the right way, and they present a lot of problems with their scheme, too. They'll mix in and out of 3 down, 4 down, you know, man coverage, play zone, pressure, you know, about 30-40% of the time, sometimes in games up as much as 50%. So they do a great job of mixing it up, and you got to find them.
You, I guess, know Charles Huff from your time at Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. What characterizes his teams and the way he coaches?
You know, I spent 2 years with Coach Huff, and you know, he's a product of the guys that he's worked with, and you know, whether it's Coach Saban, you know, or others that have, you know, discipline, doing the right things, you know, recruiting good players. He's done a great job of getting great players in the program. But I expect him to be disciplined, and I expect him to play really hard.
I thought we the whole night we got the quarterback. You know, we schemed some things up against them that we knew coming into the game that they were struggling with. So we schemed things up, and we was able to get out the quarterback and get out the field on 3rd down each play.
Marshall, they changed their quarterback and got a new guy. What are you seeing when you watch it?
I think he's a pretty good player. Right now we know they have possibly the best running back in the league. So right now we're focused on stop the run first, and we want to make them beat us by throwing the ball, not by running the ball. So if we coming in the game plan, just stop the run, and when we get them in 3rd and long, get out the quarterback.
You got 5 jersey. What does that mean to you?
It's a special honor to be able. It shows recognition of how hard I work on the team, and it just shows the appreciation of the type of player I am, and I'm honored to be able to represent such a player Anthony was. So it's truly a blessing.
It's going to be your last home game. What does that mean to you?
It's sort of bittersweet, you know. Sometimes you're ready to leave, and sometimes you're not. So it's gonna be a special moment out there. I have a lot of family come to the game, and so I'm excited to go out there and just play for them and play for the fans as well one last time at home.
One game from bowl eligibility, obviously that's got to be a big, you know, carrot hanging out there for the fans.
One win away is a great opportunity. Going to a bowl game back to back is something that's never been done here at South Alabama. So to be able to accomplish that would be a great accomplishment for us seniors to go down in history as the first team to go to a bowl game back to back years. And to be able to do that it'll be a truly amazing moment.
We schemed up some things that really, that we knew we were going to work against them. We played to the best of our ability. I felt like we handled the run, got movement in the places that we need to get movement line-wise, and I feel like Damian and all the other backs, really carried their weight that night.
How has the offensive line progressed from the Tulane game to now?
There's a lot of things that we realized early on that we needed to fix. There's a lot of things that we needed to hone in on. And I think that we did, as an O-line, we did that, and now we're doing that, and we're, really building a culture here as an O-line together, strengthening our bonds with each other, and that'll only continue to strengthen our game as well.
Malachi Carney's a young guy that's come in and had to play a lot lately. What have you seen?
Malachi's gonna be a big dog. He's got a long time coming, many years here, many years getting better, and I feel like he's gonna be like one of the best, one of the greats, and then you can see it in his eyes and how much the game means to him. I mean, even after the game of Troy, he's very emotional after that game. He's barely got some playing time in, and you can tell how much it means to him, and that's the most important thing. If it means something to you, he's got to make it happen.
Like I asked Jamie, getting a chance to be bowl eligible 2 years in a row, what's that mean?
Coming here, for me personally, coming here and wanting to, with the aspirations to do something great for this program, it'd definitely be something life changing, especially being the only team like at South Alabama to go back to back. It's a very it's a very big accomplishment that we want to accomplish, obviously. So to be able to make that happen, it's more than what we want.